Hi, welcome back to DIY Newbie to Pro. Today's challenge in our motor coach is occasionally when you open up the refrigerator, the light comes on. It's not always, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and it's just becoming really annoying. What I did was I took off the cover inside to see what was going on with the bulb, and I'll show you. To diagnose the problem is I took off my light cover, which is this. It snaps off to one side and comes down, and the bulb is held in by two pieces of metal on each side. Well, the one piece of metal on the one side, which is this side here, is very, very weak, and the joint is bad, so the bulb's not getting good conductivity from the electricity, which is only 12 volts here. So what we have to do is replace this mounting bracket that's on top here. It's identical to the old one, and it screws into the ceiling with two screws right here, and then the bulb snaps in the center, and then your electric in and your electric out, so you have a positive and a negative. And you can see that it's insulated so it doesn't go through the base. And one of these on the bulb holder on the one inside is what is broken, so we're going to replace this. On Amazon it runs around $10. It's not an expensive fix, but something nice because it's good to have your refrigerator when you open up so you can see inside. Also, what I want to show you what we did inside our refrigerator is, which was an upgrade. On the back cooling fins I mounted this piece of hardware which has 5 fans in it. So instead of just relying on the airflow of hot and cold, the fans actually blow air over it, and it keeps the condensation down, which is always a big problem on the tops of these, and it also allows the food to get colder and use less energy. So to do the repair, let me get this from stop to beeping. So to do the repair, the first thing we have to do is just turn the power off to the refrigerator, and that light should go off because you don't want to have that wire short out on something and blow the fuse, because that's another problem. So we're going to put this down, and you're going to need a smaller screwdriver that'll fit inside the groove. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the connections to the power supply to where the bulb goes in, and then we're going to take a screwdriver and just remove those 2 screws, which is not very hard to do. The rest of the connections in the back do not affect the light mounting system, so we're going to leave those alone. That's part of your thermostat. So see, that came out very, very simple, and it was just 2 screws. And you can see how it's all corroded up from the moisture of the refrigerator. I'm going to remove the light bulb because I'm going to save that, although I probably should have ordered a new one. It's kind of corroded. And you can see on here where that one piece is not really tight, so I wasn't getting a good connection. Plus it's kind of rusty. So that was, I'm going to say, the majority of the problem. So we're just going to take the new one and put it in place of the old one. It's identical as far as where the holes are and so forth, so it's not going to be a hard install. So we're just going to take this with the Phillips head, and we're going to put it back in and replace it. And you just line it up in the existing screw holes, so it's not very hard to do. And get it snug. You don't want to over torque it because then it'll strip the screws, so you're just going to get it snug. We're going to take the electrical connections and apply them back to the terminals again, and they'll kind of line up the way they should. The short one's in the back and the longer one goes out front, although it doesn't really make a difference. And so the plate is now in, and what we'll have to do is take our light bulb and just insert it into the clamp area, and that'll snap right on in. An upgrade to this would be is you can replace it with an LED light bulb, which would be the next step, because my fan housing in the back does have an LED bulb. Take your plastic housing that protects the bulb from everything else and make sure it's mounted. Come back, turn the unit back on, and the light comes on. So it's fixed, and we'll just open and shut the door once or twice just to make sure that everything's as it should be, and it sure is. All right. As you can see, the corrosion hurt the plate. It deteriorated it to the point that it wasn't getting good contact, which is why the bulb would be occasional on, occasional off. It wasn't consistent, and it was an easy fix for $10 and about a whole 2 minutes worth of work. If you liked the video, please like it, hit the like button down below, and subscribe to us. Hit the subscribe button, because you never know what we're going to run into. It's good to learn from our experiences, and it'll save you a lot of time. And in the video description, I'll have a link to get this part. Thank you for watching RV DIY Newbie to Pro, and see you next time. Bye.